Welcome back, guys. My name is Chris Patrick, and today we are going to be doing an unboxing and a setup review on our brand new ELEGOO Centauri Carbon 3D printer. Come along with me and let's take a look and see what this is all about. Welcome back, guys. So today we are going to be doing a live unboxing of our ELEGOO Centauri Carbon 3D printer, and we're also going to do a slight comparison to the other 3D printer that I have in the background, which is a Bamboo P1S with a AMS multicolor system on it. When I do the comparison, I will be talking about the P1S by itself because I did use the P1S for about 30 days without the AMS on top of it, so I'm going to give this a fair chance of an opportunity of a comparison. This is not a comparison video. This is strictly going to be an unboxing of the ELEGOO and also the initial setups and also some computer screen when it comes to video recordings, so you can kind of get the idea of the setups and the features and so forth that the printer has. So let's get you guys a little bit closer and let's start getting this thing out of the box. And first things first, we are going to take a box knife and be very, very careful. We are going to gently cut just the top of this. When it comes to the tape, I'm trying not to go crazy deep with all of this, and to make the unboxing a little bit easier, I'm also going to go ahead and cut down the side of this so you guys can see what's going on. And that should be good. So what I can do is I can fold this down right in front of you guys so you can see exactly what we're working with. So first things first, got a user guide and your manual. So I'm going to set these both aside. Bunch of protective polycarbonate, and then first things first, looks like it's going to be our glass top. Looks very, very comparable so far to the Bamboo. So I'm going to set that to the side. Keep digging a little bit deeper. Next layer is going to be the top cover. So take that, flip it over here out of the way. Initial thoughts, it is very well packaged. Looks like it was designed to be shipped through a war, which honestly is what I would expect for a 3D printer. Lastly, we're going to pull this 3D printer out, and I'm actually going to do this off of camera. I'm going to set it down, get it up, and put it right back in this spot where it's at. So I'll be right back, guys. Got it back up on the workbench. So now let's go ahead, rip off the plastic, and we're going to rotate this so the front faces you guys. There we go. Nothing else is in the bag, so we're going to throw that away. Then we're going to take off our top pieces here. Two more things of plastic. Then looks like we got a zip tie to cut up top. You can use scissors, side cuts, whatever you might have. I just used the box cutter that I already had. Cut that open. You can manually slide that over. That'll give you room, or you can rip the cardboard if you want. Either way. So then the next step is going to be taking the front off. When it comes to the tape, and we have a tape down here at the corner. A nice thing that I did notice with the tape is they actually did fold. Be careful here, is because this ribbon cable is going to be for your front LCD display. But the nice feature is they did fold your tape up in the corners. So that way, when you go to pull this off, you don't have to sit there and fight with the whole thing being stuck completely to the printer. It's actually a nice little touch. Something very simple like that actually goes a long ways with me because it makes disassembly a lot easier. Slide your door open, take the cap off, then we have a piece of plastic on the front glass. And we have also another one on the inside of your glass. So now we have the front open, And lastly, we're gonna have one more piece of plastic with some cardboard in it. That's just for support for the bed. Nothing in it, throw it away. And let's grab our setup instructions. Make sure that we are not missing anything specific. So it's going to tell us that we need to unlock our bed. So inside the bed, there is going to be 3 different spots, and I'm going to bring you guys a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay guys, so inside your user manual, it's going to tell you step number 2 is to remove the heating or unlock your heating bed, and it has 3 spots that you're looking to remove. So you can open up your accessories kit, get the supplied 2.5mm Allen head, but I'm just going to use my electric drill, and we are going to remove all 3 of these. And then while you're in here, the other thing to pay attention to is there is a blue tab right here on your bed, so you can go ahead and remove your bed. That tab is to let you know that it is double-sided and it has instructions, but there is also a piece of plastic on the bottom side of that bed. So I would suggest you go ahead while you're here, take this out, flip it over, and the piece of plastic is going to be right here on the front. I would also suggest you read what's on here, because it does tell you one side is for certain materials, the other side is for other materials. You can use them for either side you wish, but I'm gonna put it back for now. We'll get that off later. Step number 3 on your guide is going to be installing your screen, and it looks very simple. So open up your accessory box. Let's get your screen out, which is right here, and it says to clip on that directly into here, and it's only going to go obviously one way, so be very careful. Don't go rushing this step, because if you don't get this in correctly, your screen's not going to work, or you could damage this ribbon. It's not crazy fragile, but I would also not suggest you try to take tools or anything crazy and go excessively hard on that. And then this is going to slide in and push down, and it clicks into place. Very simple, very easy. And then let's go ahead. We're going to take off our screen cover for that. Inside there is going to be your power cable. Now is the time to go ahead and hook that up on the back, plug it in, turn the switch on, and it should start doing its thing. Let me get that set up, and we'll hit the power button and go from there. We have this plugged into the AC power. I'm going to reach around, hit the power button. We're going to watch this thing boot up live. So far, build quality actually looks impressive. Pretty happy with it. I enjoy the layout. It's extremely, extremely, extremely close to the Bamboo P1S so far. So it is booting up. So the next step is it's going to do the tap or shake the machine during the self checkup process, and it's going to do any kind of errors and prompts, anything like that. So we're going to do the setup wizard. So in this case, it's going to be English, confirm, and it's going to tell you the same thing as what we've already done, which is make sure that we have removed our hexes on all of the corners, which we have. Ensure the chamber is free from foreign objects, which it is. I'm gonna hit next, but I forgot to take off this plastic real fast, so let's go do that real fast. There we go. So we got the warning label removed off of our bed, reassembled that, so now this is ready. So let's go ahead and hit confirm, and now it's going to do its self-check. So it's going to say place the build plate in the correct and the side A facing up, which side A is going to be in the back left corner, and then it is going to tell you to hit start. This process claims it's going to take 30 minutes according to this. I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to try to speed this up for you guys so you can watch this maybe on a time lapse. 30 minutes has passed. Everything is complete. The screen looks fantastic. Everything looks good. We are now ready to go ahead and attach our filament spool holder, which actually looks like it locks on a cam lock on the side. So put it in and twist, and that's going to lock itself into place. Take your filament of choice. So in today's exercise, we have a brand new spool of Inland fluorescent PLA. This is glow in the dark, multicolored. It's for the kiddo. So in this case, you're going to take that, shove it through. The light should turn blue, and that's to let it know that it has filament in it. And then you're going to keep going, and you'll see the filament come up around the Bowden tube through the top of the machine. Oops, let me get you back here so you can see. So up top is going to be your Bowden tube, and you're just going to keep shoving it until you see it's coming around. So I'm currently about right here. Keep going. So then down at your screen, you're going to go to settings. And then in this case, we are looking for the nozzle. So the nozzle is going to be your top one, and we are going to set this to 220 degrees. And that is going to start preheating our filament, or our nozzle, I should say, to get ready to feed filament into this. While we're doing this, I'm also going to suggest let's lower this bed down a little bit just to be safe. So it's going to be, we're going to do 10 millimeters. Actually, let's just do 30, and Z is going to be the bed. And so now it's going to lower the bed out of the way. So this way we can see when we go to start priming this, we can actually see some filament coming out of the nozzle. So it is now up to temp, pretty quick, pretty easy. Actually, let me bring you back down so you can see. So our nozzle is now currently at 220 degrees. Push a little bit more to make sure we're there, and then we are going to hit the extrusion down button. And if you keep paying attention, you should be able to push and hit this button. And now we should start priming this, and I see that it's now taking our filament through here. So we are very close to having a primed machine, and now we have filament coming out the bottom. So we are fully primed and ready to do our first print. Is to download or use the integrated USB stick and set up the slicer on your computer. I'm going to suggest you go directly to their portal, which is us.elegoo.com. Go to the support tab, and then you'll see the ELEGOO slicer. In this case, this is the only way that I can ensure that you're getting the updated and current version of this. So you may use the USB thumb drive that they gave you and download it that way if you want. But in this case, I'm doing it this way to ensure that I'm getting the most recent version. Yes, you could download it and then do the updates that way if you want, but so, and go to your download tabs. You should have it downloaded. Open that up, and then it is going to prompt you to open up their slicer. This should be a version of Orca Slicer, which is also the same thing as Bamboo. All of this, they're basically all the same slicers. They're all piggybacking off of each other. So let this do its thing. Shouldn't take that long. And then we will set up ourselves the new printer. And the reason why, like I said, I suggest you going this route instead of just using the USB drive is hopefully version 1.1.8.2 at the current time of recording this, that this is the newest firmware available for this slicer. And obviously, depending on how fast your computer is and your hard drive will depend on how fast it loads your slicing program. That's to be expected. I did cancel the original print that you guys was watching on the previous clip. I wanted to go ahead and get the software side of this set up. We'll go back and reprint that file again, but I want to go this route for you guys for training purposes. So next thing is it's going to ask you to run ELEGOO Slicer, which is fine. That's what we want. So let's go ahead and close out of our browser. And like I said, it is based on Orca Slicer. It says right here on the bottom, and it's going to function just like Orca. I've been using Orca for well over a year now on all of my other printers, and then I've been using the Bamboo Slicer, which is also Orca version as well, when I had purchased my Bamboo P1S, and then now we are going to use the ELEGOO Slicer for the ELEGOO, which is also a Bamboo copy. Or sorry, a Orca copy. My bad. And then in this case, we are going to go to options. Oh, it's still loading. Okay, get started. Pick your origin of nation. And in this case, we are going to pick the Centauri Carbon, and it should come with a 0.4 nozzle. And you can pick all of the versions that you plan to use. So I'm going to use ABS. I will use PETG. I'll use PLA. That's probably all I'm going to use currently when it comes to this, that they offer on this one anyway. And also the ELEGOOs, you can use these as your standard options as well for your basic, because it does not have AMS currently at the time of this recording, so it has no automatic way to know if I'm using ELEGOO or if I'm using Bamboo or any other filament at this time, because they don't have the RFID tags like the Bamboo on their filaments. Okay, so the kiddo wants a snake for here, and we're using his special filament. So throw your STL that you want. Go ahead and put it on here. Everything looks fine and dandy. It should be on the bed automatically. Everything looks fine and dandy. All of the settings should be factory set. So in this case, you're going to make sure that we are set to our printer that we currently have. And let's go ahead and try to set this up to print wirelessly. So I believe it's under on your touchscreen on your printer. You're going to go to your home screen, settings. Inside of settings, you're going to go to network and then find your home network and connect it to there. So type in your password. And get your printer connected to your Wi-Fi. And then you should have a check mark on your home screen once you are connected. And then on your home screen, it's going to give you your IP address. This is where you're going to connect your slicing program to your computer's home network. So in this case, it's 192.168.0.110. That should get you the information to connect this via Wi-Fi, I believe. Let's find out. So we should be able to slice this. I'm waiting for it to generate. This is telling you how much filament you're going to use. Tells you how long it's going to take to print. So this is a 3.5 hour print. It's only going to use supposedly 33 grams of plastic, which is not a whole lot, honestly. In this case, you should be able to print. And it gives you options on how you want to do this, but in this case, I'm going to hit upload and print. And then it's going to ask you which side you want to print on. So you can pick either texture side A or texture side B. So check your bed, make sure you're on the appropriate side. So in this case, I am going to do side A. If I want to do a time lapse or a bed level, I can do that on here as well. just for demonstration purposes, let's go ahead and add a time lapse, and I'll add the time lapse to the end of this video for you guys to see. So let's go ahead and hit upload. And it is uploading down here at the bottom. I have brought you back to the computer, or sorry, not the computer, but my camera over here, and you guys can see that now we have our snake on our screen. It is currently heating up the temperature for the nozzle. The bed is still a little low, but it is heating up as well. And we are connected to Wi-Fi, so everything looks great. And it's currently telling you what status it's in. So right now it's returning to home. And the little flashing red icon over here is the time-lapse icon to let you know that it is going to record a time-lapse for you, just like the settings that we had set up on the slicing program. And now it says it's preheating. So what's preheating currently is the bed. It is going up to 60 degrees because that is the factory PLA settings that the slicer has for the PLA that we are using. Almost done, but now the extruder, or sorry, the nozzle has kicked up on its temperature. So that's going up to 210 degrees, and that's still going to 60, which it just stopped. And this should any second start printing. So I'm going to bring you guys back up to the nozzle, and now it's priming. And then it's going to do its first layers. And that is how you guys set up a printer out of the box from start to finish, on going all the way from getting it out of the box, setting up your slicing program, to getting you a custom file downloaded for an STL, throwing it in, setting your correct settings when it comes to the slicer settings for your filament types. And like I said, this is just a standard PLA print, and everything looks fine. I'm gonna let this guy go for a little bit for you so you can see what's gonna happen with the first layer. And then I will stop this in probably about 30 seconds, and I will let you guys see the time lapse at the end of this. I hope y'all appreciate the video. I do the best that I can, and I give you honest reviews and product unboxings and stuff like that when it comes to these kind of things. This was purchased with my own money. This is not a affiliated or any kind of direct link. I purchased this with my own money to help with multiple printings at the same time, which is why I have multiple printers, because I do unfortunately do print some things that I need to have 2 or 3 different printers running at once. So I do appreciate you all for hanging out, and I appreciate you all for making it this far in the video. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the printer, the new addition to our studio here today. I know it's been a long time since you guys have seen a video from me. I plan to make another one, kind of some backstory as to why I have not been making a whole lot of videos, but I do plan to get back into doing videos for you all. Again, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the video. I appreciate you all, and everybody have a wonderful and fantastic day. Thanks, guys. Later.